questions here. And she says, why 100% clean and renewable and not just 100% renewable? Are you saying we won't transition off fossil fuels? Yes, we are calling for a full transition off fossil fuels and zero greenhouse gases. Anyone who has read the resolution sees that we spell this out through a plan that calls for eliminating greenhouse gas emissions from every sector of the economy. Simply banning fossil fuels immediately won't build the new economy to replace it. This is the plan to build that new economy and spells out how to do it technically. She says, we set a goal to get to net zero rather than zero emissions in 10 years because we aren't sure that we'll be able to fully get rid of farting cows and airplanes that fast. Is she going to kill all the cows? Because that's sad. Right? She said she wants to get rid of airplanes and also farting cows. Is she going to give them all X-lax? How's this going to work? She says, is nuclear a part of this? She says, no. There will be no nuclear energy. So only the most efficient source of energy known to man, nuclear power. No, we're not going to, and clean, by the way. We're not going to do any of that. So we're going to transition all of the energy away from fossil fuels, but there will be no use of nuclear energy, which means that we will all blow into pinwheels, apparently, to produce all of our energies. We will just train hamsters, and they will run around on wheels, and those wheels will power our new green economy. It says, does this include a carbon tax? The Green New Deal is a massive investment in the production of renewable energy industries and infrastructure. We cannot simply tax gas and expect workers to figure out another way to get to work. So we're not ruling a giant carbon tax out, but a carbon tax would be a tiny part of a Green New Deal. While a carbon tax may apart, it misses the point. It would be off the table unless we create clean, affordable options first. How about cap and trade? Well, she says that there won't be cap and trade because that assumes that there's such a thing as a market, and we don't like markets, so no. So how is she going to do any of this stuff? This is where things get awesome. So wait a second. Wait until she gets to the... I love it so much. She's just like, you know what we're going to do? We're going to fix everything. How are you going to do it? We just are. Great plan. Okay, well... Guys, stop asking questions. She's a fresh face. Very fresh and very face. We'll get back to this in just a second. I'm sorry, if this is the best, they're not sending their best. They're not sending their best. We have to shut the Democratic Party down until we can figure out what the hell is going on. Okay, first, let's talk about how you protect your own home. I'm trying to protect America from this nonsense, but you just want to protect your house from would-be burglars. This is why you need Ring. Ring's mission is to make neighborhoods safer. You might already know about their smart video doorbells and cameras that protect millions of people everywhere. Ring helps you stay connected to your home anywhere in the world. So, if there's a package delivery or a surprise visitor, you will get an alert and be able to see, hear, and speak to them all from your phone. That's thanks to the HD video and two-way audio features on Ring devices. We have a Ring.com device at our house. It allows me to know when somebody is ringing our doorbell, even if I'm 3,000 miles away. And then if it's somebody who I don't want coming into the house or I think that they're dangerous, I can even call 911. I mean, it's really great. And they don't just do that. They have all of these other devices that allow you to create a ring of security around your home. As a listener, you have a special offer on a Ring starter kit available right now. With a video doorbell and motion-activated floodlight cam, the starter kit has everything you need to start building that ring of security around your home. You should do it. I certainly have. I'm worried about home security a lot, and you should be too, because, listen, break-ins happen, and you really should be protected in the best possible way. Go to ring.com/Ben. That is ring.com/Ben. Once again, ring.com/Ben for your special deal. Go check it out, ring.com/Ben. Okay, back to AOC's brilliant, fresh-faced new plan. So how will you pay for it? Right, good question. Now, she already said that we're not supposed to ask that question, because if we ask that question, it shows insufficient commitment, which is just what my wife says every time she asks me to buy her an expensive piece of jewelry. And I say, well, how much is it going to cost? She says, if you care how much it costs, well, then you don't really love me. Well, that's what AOC is doing right now. She's like, we're like, well, this Green New Deal, like, how you got any plan to pay for any of this stuff? Like, at any point, she's like, you don't love me enough. You just don't. If you really cared, you wouldn't ask such questions. Says, how will you pay for it? Here she goes. This is so great. The same way we paid for the New Deal, the 2008 bank bailout, and extended quantitative easing programs. The same way we paid for World War II and all our current wars. So you still haven't given an answer, because you know what that was? Racking up federal debt. That's when we racked up lots of federal debt right there. She says the Federal Reserve can extend credit to power these projects and investments, and new public banks can be created to extend credit. Oh, so we'll actually even create banks run by the federal government to lend to the federal government, paid for by the federal government with dollars that don't yet exist, that we will get from other countries or will inflate our way. This is good. It's going to be brilliant. There's no way this goes wrong at all. She says there is also space for the government to take an equity stake in projects to get a return on investment. So it won't just be the banks lending out, the federal banks lending out to capitalistic companies to build all this green new energy stuff. We will have direct ownership in all of these things. We will nationalize the energy industry. Perfect. You know where that worked awesome? In Venezuela. wait. Yeah, no. At the end of the day, this is an investment in our economy that should grow our wealth as a nation. So the question isn't how we will pay for it, but what we will do with our new shared prosperity. My favorite line of the whole thing. So great. So, I mean, really, again, back to my wife and the jewelry. This is me saying to her, so how much is it going to cost? She says, listen to me, okay? This is not an expenditure. This grows our wealth as a household. The question is not how you're going to pay for this $100,000 necklace. The question is what we should do with our new shared $100,000 necklace. What the actual? Okay, but it continues. It continues. I love her. Okay, I love when she gets to her actual goals. Her resolution summary. Her resolution summary is fan-frickin-tastic. So again, we're talking about Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, so fresh, so face, her new Green New Deal plan, which is in line with all of her other statements in that it is fully idiotic. She says, created in consultation with multiple groups from environmental community, environmental justice community, and labor community. 5 goals in 10 years. Net zero greenhouse gas emissions through a fair and just transition for all communities and workers, create millions of high-wage jobs, and ensure prosperity and economic security for all. I like how that's just the goal. We're just going to create these jobs, and then everyone will have prosperity and economic security. Well, now that you've articulated it that way, I think we're going to get there, guys. I'm optimistic. She says, invest in infrastructure and industry to sustainably meet the challenges of the 21st century. Clean air and water, climate and community resiliency, healthy food, access to nature, and a sustainable environment for all. Promote justice and equity by stopping current, preventing future, and repairing historic oppression of frontline and vulnerable communities. We're also going to stop racism with this, by the way. Isn't that amazing? All it took was AOC to come and say stuff, and racism got solved, guys. It was unreal. So good. And then she, like, oh my God. Like, it's almost hard to believe that this is a thing that she actually is suggesting, right? That she suggests in this plan that there's a bigger plan that's also been put out, I believe, online. And in this plan, she also suggests that we are going to get rid of cars, and we are going to get rid of we are going to get rid of airplanes and replace it with trains. I am not making this stuff up. This is a real thing. So NPR has a summary of the Green New Deal. And at the bottom line, and at the bottom of this summary of the Green New Deal, it says a guaranteed job with a family-sustaining wage, adequate family and medical leave, paid vacations, and retirement security for every American. It's all going to be great, guys. I totally think it's going to happen. Also, she says that she wants to upgrade or replace every building in the country. Every single one. She says repair and upgrade U.S. infrastructure. Upgrade or replace every building in the United States for state-of-the-art energy efficiency. Okay? Massively expand clean manufacturing. Work with farmers and ranchers to create a sustainable pollution and greenhouse gas-free food system that ensures universal access to healthy food. This is the best part. Totally overhaul transportation. Ready for this one? Here we go. I swear, it's like leprechauns farting while riding unicorns across a rainbow sky. That's what this is. Totally overhaul transportation by massively expanding electric vehicle manufacturing. Build charging stations everywhere. Highly specific. Everywhere. Like everywhere you look, there's a charging station. You look in your closet, boom, charging station. You go out on the street, boom, charging station. You go over to the local Baskin-Robbins, you open that door thinking you're going to get a scoop of ice cream, boom, charging station. Right in your grill, a charging station. Build out high-speed rail at a scale where air travel stops becoming necessary. Build out high-speed rail at a scale where air travel stops becoming necessary. You know how many people go on airplanes? You know what's the fun thing about airplanes, really? You know what's one of the fun things? They travel in the air. They go real fast. And they go from place to place. And then they refuel and keep going. You know what's one of the problem with trains? They're on tracks. The tracks can't swerve. The tracks can't move. The tracks are very stable. Do you think that it would take longer to take a high-speed train from LA to New York or to take a plane from LA to New York? I am sure this is going to go over great guns. And we're going to be spending, trillions of dollars, presumably, to build high-speed trains from, in Japan. Japan is the size of, It's smaller than California, Japan. So she's talking about doing this across the country. So every time I go from LA to Washington, I think we should just listen, if we are really committed to the Green New Deal, we need covered wagons. That's what we need. We need covered wagons, and we need oxen. Not farting oxen, just oxen. We need fart-free oxen to take us in covered wagons across the country on high-speed trains. That's what we need. Powered by love. That's exactly what we need. She says, we're going to create affordable public transit available to all with the goal to replace every combustion engine vehicle, every single one. So those millions of combustion engine vehicles that are driving around right now, they'll all be gone within 10 years. How? Stop asking how. That shows insufficient commitment. Commit yourself. Commit yourself to a Green New Deal, or you don't care about Mother Earth. Now, when asked about this, I am sure she will say that it is racist to ask about this.